An extremely valuable tool as you work with Excel is the right mouse button, and it means shortcut menu, and we use it in a variety of different ways. I've got a worksheet on the screen here, and I want a new row, an empty row between rows 3 and 4. And I think the feature is referred to as insert. Imagine I'm a relatively new user here. So on the Home tab off to the right, I see insert, but actually what really catches my eye is here's a tab up here right next to Home called Insert. And I'm looking across this and, well, it's not there, is it? There are so many options available in that ribbon menu system. It can be overwhelming. And so at times you might say, well, I'm not sure where this feature is. Is it on the Home tab? Is it out here under Insert? Yeah, maybe that's it, but I'm not sure. When you right-click, you get a shortcut menu, and it's context sensitive. If I right-click on the word Sales, I see some choices here. There's an insert. It could be that. I'm not sure yet. Then it says Shift Cells right, Shift Cells down. Oh, there it is, entire row. I guess that's it. Well, that could be it, but maybe something else we should try here. If we want a whole new row, what if we right-click on the number 4, the row number, right-click? That's a much shorter list. And here it says Insert, but it doesn't say row. And so at times you're not always sure what to use, but what do we see here? This is an abbreviated list of commands based on where I had used right-click. So I click with the right mouse button on the row number. Insert here ultimately is the one. Now you could have had some false starts, but still, we're trying it, and there it is. And so at different times you come to rely upon this. And like I suggested, it is context sensitive. If I want a new column between columns G and H, I'll right-click on column H, and we see pretty much the same commands, but here insert means column, so I'll click it there. Now again, you don't always know where commands are, and there's so many of them. That's where the right mouse button really comes in handy. And it even comes in handy in completely different locations. At the bottom of the screen are sheet tabs. If I right-click the sheet tab, I get some choices related strictly to sheets. Here, insert means, as I click it, a whole new worksheet or chart or something else that I'm not familiar with at all. That's not what I want. Cancel. So at different times when we right-click, it's based on where we do the right-clicking. And we can do this in the ribbon menu system. And you might have seen in an earlier movie, if we right-click one of the icons that we see in the menu system, right here, for example, I could add that button to the quick access toolbar. We actually did that in the previous movie. So you get context here as you work with this information. If I right-click after having selected some cells, I might want to change the look of these cells here. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, but as I right-click, not only do we see some choices and quite a few, we also see something called the mini toolbar. Now at the moment here, it's overlapping our other buttons. It's kind of hard to see. This is likely to be more visible if I'm highlighting these cells. I'll right-click, and now we see the mini toolbar down below. So I could make some changes regarding the kind of font being used, the size of it, so I don't have to go up to the other menu. These are right at my fingertips. Maybe I simply want these to be bold. Now that's an easy feature, and probably by now, even working a little bit with Excel, you know how to get to that faster maybe, but this mini toolbar pops up as we highlight cells. And it's really handy at times because once again, we're getting an abbreviated list of choices. Here I'm right-clicking again. In this case, the mini toolbar is up top. But maybe I want to use a background color. That's called fill color. Maybe I haven't used that. I'm not sure what. Oops. Whoa, do I want to do that? No. But I might want to do this. And sometimes you're just alerted to something you hadn't even thought about by way of this mini toolbar. So as we work with Excel, rather than trying to master all the many commands that we have at the top of the screen in those various icons, a simple right-click often gives us the choices that we want. Remember, it's an abbreviated list of choices based on Microsoft's analysis of the kinds of commands and features we would be looking for at this point in our worksheet. And that mini toolbar can certainly be helpful as well. So working with menus and commands in Excel is going to be easier if we rely upon that right mouse button.